Okay, we're going to start drawing the sides now, and choose your rectangle tool over here on the top left. Go down to the 2-inch guideline, draw out in this direction that you see on my screen. Type in 3/4, comma 11.25. Select push pull over here on the left. Push pull that up 23 space 7/8. Zoom out a little bit, then zoom back in. Select your tape measure tool. Go on the bottom edge up 3 inches. Enter. Back to the bottom up 2.25. Enter. Back to the bottom edge 18. Enter. Back to the bottom edge up 17.25. Enter. Notice how I zoom in and pan to make things easier. Okay, now go to the top edge, come down, make sure the plus sign is showing, 0.75 or 3/4, and from your back edge come over 0.25. Okay, use the rectangle tool, draw a rectangle from this point over to this point where it says intersection, another one from this point to this point, and zoom out a little bit, and another one from this point to this point. And our last rectangle, notice you have to be on a surface that you've drawn to be able to zoom in and out, like so. Now click up here and come all the way down, zoom out. Put your pencil where you want to zoom into and zoom right into that area to this bottom right here and click, and that's the last rectangle we need to draw some dados and rabbits. Okay, I can delete all these guidelines now if I want to. Probably even got rid of one I didn't want to, but that's alright. Use your push pull tool and push pull back 0.25, push in the direction you want to go, enter. Push back in the direction you want to go, 0.25, enter. On each rectangle that we just made, 0.25, enter. And finally this last one, 0.25, enter. Okay. So we have a side, and I've already drawn it earlier, and I'm just gonna come over here and give you another viewpoint to check all your dimensions. But we can dimension things out like this inside SketchUp. Somehow this top is in the way, or piece right there. And you can kind of see this thing all dimensioned out. 11 1/4, 3/4 for our dado up there. But you could print this thing for somebody. Let's go back to what we were doing though, and which should be way over here. Okay, there we go. I want to turn this thing into a component. Use my select tool. And I'm going to right click now, make component, call it a side, and create. And let's just move it a little bit, make things easier on ourselves. I'm going to draw my 2-inch guideline back. Makes things easier. Okay, we want to move and copy. So grab your move tool, select this bottom right here, Control or Option, click to place it, right click to flip along the red axis, and now it's going the right direction. If we were going to place this underneath our top, we'd need a little 1/2 inch guideline here on our top. So I'll draw that. .5. We only need one. Now we need a shelf for the bottom and a shelf for our drawer guide and some stretchers. So we'll draw that real fast. The bottom will be in the shelf as well. 14, 11. Push pull that up. 3/4. Select it, make it a component, right click on it, that makes it a component, call it the bottom and shelf, create, I already had one called that, so it's in the rest of my drawing. And now I'm also going to make a stretcher. And that's going to be 14, 3, and push pull that up 3/4 of an inch, and we'll select it and make it a component, and I'm going to call it stretcher 2 so I don't lose my earlier one I made. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is just assemble this case together. And I grab this first part, grab my move tool, and because the plus sign is showing, which means either your option key is hit in Apple or your control key in PC, allows you to make a copy of that. It's very important where we grab it, and I grabbed it right in that top right. Zoom in to where you can see. That's very important. And place it right here. You could stay in that same one, hit your control key again or option, and zoom in where you can see and place it right there. Okay. Now grab your stretcher over here, hit escape to get out of the move piece that you were in, and click on this one again, control key or option, and place this one right there. Rotate using your scroll button and make a copy of it, and click and place that right there. Okay? Pretty simple so far, and all we have to do now is if we grab this, if you zoom in here and look where I get that little purple dot. You don't want a copy of this because I have extras out to the side, but you could always make a copy of it. And just move this right there. And now our case is coming together pretty nicely. And we can actually select this and make that a group if we want. I usually choose not to do that so I can pull it apart easier later on. But I do want to move it into place. So I want to grab my move tool, and I'm just going to make a copy here of it and zoom in and place it right there. Okay. Now it looks like we have some extra overhang here, but remember our face frame isn't on yet. So